Welcome to another episode of LM Sports Talk on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, do all that fun stuff so you can help us out. Hey, listen, it's beginning to be a exciting time in the next few weeks because free agency is going to start in the NFL. And so it's exciting for fans such as Moses and I because you get to see the new toys. It's like Christmas, right? Like, who's your team really going to sign? Obviously, the Dolphins have been rumored that they're going to sign Aaron Jones. There are rumors that they're going to sign Juju Smith, rumors that they're going to sign the Green Bay Packers top center. So that, like, it's exciting to see your team being able to move forward. And so tonight, that's what we're going to focus on some football talk and figure out what's going on across the landscape of the NFL. Hey, Moses, I just sent you some pictures of J.J. Watt. Are you ready to jump in the ice tub and ice down? You ready? What's good, Moses?
Man, when you sent me that picture, like we were talking before, I thought it was a Photoshop, but apparently he sent it out, right? Hey, he's ready. I don't know. He's ready to get out the cold, go over there to Arizona, do some big things over there, man. Let's talk about it.
It's interesting because I even with the photo, because you're not the only person. I sent it to my homeboy Shaggy too, and he said that he thought it was Photoshop too. But you know, here in Chicago, they have a polar bear. They call it some polar bear event where during winter, dead of winter, these folks go jump into Lake Michigan. It's called a polar bear plunge. They jump into the Lake Michigan and come running out. And so when I saw the picture, I was like, oh my gosh, I actually sent it to Shaggy because I thought he's done something like that in the past. And I was like, have you done that? So let me ask you a question. If you were living in Chicago, would you at least try to train and try to do something like that?
No. Why?
Why not? It's an adventure, man.
Well, yeah, it is why not, but man, that's not my flow, man. I'm good. I stay with the heater on, dude.
Hey, speaking of JJ Watt, who's crazy right now, ESPN just tweeted a picture of him in a frozen lake. Just he's vibing. He's getting ready for the season. So big news drop. I want to say, was it last week or this week? It was last week.
Last week, yeah.
Big news drop. JJ Watt signs with the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of people are saying that the reason he did that is because the money was good, baby. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt that he has a young QB, a young team that looks like they're on the cusp of trying to make the playoffs. So I guess the first question for you tonight, Moses, is one, do you think that was a good move for J.J. Watt?
For JJ, when it comes to getting some money, of course, yeah, he's gonna get paid. He was getting paid 17 non-guaranteed when he was in the Texans for the last year of his contract. Now he has a 2-year, $31 million deal. He's getting money, and I think it was 23 of it is guaranteed, right? So yeah, it's a good move financially. Yeah, it's a good move for him. As far as winning, I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl next year, but you never know. Like they were on the come up. Kyler Murray was playing better this year. The whole team as a whole was playing better this year. So they might just have a couple of pieces because now they're just going to go out because of the salary cap issue, right? There's going to be a lot of cap casualties this year. That's what they're saying. So they probably will be able to get a lot of free agents on 1-year deals. Some good veterans on 1-year deals, not too expensive. So you go to a 1-year deal in anticipation of hitting the open market again next year and getting a bigger payday. You could go to like Arizona. They stockpile on a whole bunch of good players and they make a deep run to get a championship, right? So you never know. It's the way that they construct and they build the team. So it could be a good move on him, and they could be vying for a Super Bowl this coming year.
I don't know if they're going to be vying for a Super Bowl, but I definitely think they'll be vying for a playoff spot, right? They didn't make the playoffs last year, and so now you see a signing like J.J. Watt, and now on the opposite end, I believe is Chandler Jones, right? Mm-hmm. And so now you've got two DNs that can definitely collapse offensive line and make it really embarrass that offensive line. And so it is a young and upcoming team in that you believe that does some things for that team. But I don't know if it elevates them to the status of the teams that I see at the top. And so, and you know, for me, it's always at the end of your career, especially if you don't have a Super Bowl, why not try to at least go get one? You already just mentioned it. There are going to be a lot of 1-year deals, 2-year deals. Even his was a 2-year deal, right? It wasn't. It was
2-year deal.
2-year
Yeah.
deal, but all fully guaranteed.
Almost,
But there's
yeah.
going to be a lot of 1-year deals out there. Why not sign a 1-year deal with the Buffalo Bills? Like rumor was Buffalo Bill was one of the teams that people were saying that he should go to. I don't know if they offered him. Obviously, I'm not an agent. I'm not back there, so I don't know what happened. But why not go to a Buffalo Bills? There was another rumor that he'd want to go to Green Bay or Pittsburgh to be with his brother. Why not sign a cheap 1-year deal with a team that was already in the playoff, that you know that if you join that team, now they're a Super Bowl contender. But hey, I'm not mad at the move. I just know that he's in a very, very, very tough division, right? San Fran is gonna be back. We know Seattle, no matter the issues that they have, as long as they find a way to keep Russ, they're gonna be in it, right? And then you add them bad boys. I think the Rams. I really like, I mean, I like Matthew Stafford. We've talked about this in one of the previous episodes. And so I believe that even after all that, they're still, to me, third or fourth, unless Kyler Murray takes a huge, significant leap in production. And then I'll say, okay, yeah, but I still got them at third or fourth because I still like that San Francisco team even better than them. So it'll be interesting. I thought he could have went to a lot of better places.
Yeah, he could have went to a better place, but for some reason he chose Arizona. I don't know why, but he chose it. But yeah, it is the money. The money was high.
We know why.
I can tell you one thing about Arizona. A lot of people don't believe in Kyler Murray. I don't know why, but I think Kyler Murray is the real deal. I think every single year he's going to get better in that Kingsbury offense. He's very familiar with it. He's going to get better. They surround him with weapons. He has weapons. He got arguably one of the best wide receivers in the league, right? Just need to get that defense up and to add the pass rush with Watt. That's what he went. You said he got Chandler Jones on the opposite end. So I believe they take a better a step forward from last year. Like throughout the whole season, they were on their way to make the playoffs, right? They were playing good, right? They were playing good. And then towards the end of the year, they slipped and they fell, and they barely didn't make the playoffs. So I envision them next year making the playoffs. As how deep they go into the playoffs, I don't know. Are they going to go to a Super Bowl? That's hard to it's hard to envision right now, but anything can happen. But that, like you said, the division is tough. But I can see them going up there, man. I can see them moving.
So I'm gonna put you on the test. Since you like some Kyle Murray. You think he's an up and comer in that division. So we've got 4 quarterbacks, right? So we've got 4 quarterbacks. We've got Russ Wilson. We've got Matthew Stafford. You've got Kyle Murray and your boy. Who's at San Francisco? It's
they don't know. Garoppolo. But is he gonna be there?
I mean, for right now, we're just gonna go based on what is there. It's rumored that he's not. There was some rumors actually that he might end up back with the Pats. Yeah. But let's go with that. So we've got those 4. Rank Kyler Murray amongst those 4.
I'll put him third.
All right. So Russ, number 1. That's obvious. So now you got Stafford in front of him.
I like Stafford. Stafford, yeah, and then Kyler Murray. Yeah, Kyler Murray.
So here, that's where my problem lies. So even let's just say once again, Murray does take that leap. He's still in a tough division that at best he's the 3rd quarterback, right?
I understand that, but look who came out the division. If you rank the quarterbacks this past year, where do you count the Rams quarterback? I mean, they still made it out. It's just like the quarterback gives you the best opportunity to win the game, but if you have everything, if it's not solely relied upon the quarterback to lead your team, if you could actually have a real team around him where everybody does their part, bro, they can win the division. Clear example with the Rams. They did not have the best quarterback, but what happened? They essentially were further along in the playoffs than anybody else. So
that defense was nasty though.
There you go. If you could, and I guess that's what they're trying to build over there in Arizona.
All right, here we go. So we got JJ Watt in Arizona. That's a big move. So that's one of the first pieces off the table. He kind of sets the market for what we're going to expect. He doesn't sign a long-term deal. Actually, we're expecting a lot of short-term deals. He signed a short-term deal with a lot of guaranteed money. And so we're expecting the same thing to happen across the NFL period. Even though there's a lot of teams that have a lot of money, we were just talking about this. A team like the Jacksonville Jaguars, $82 million. 82 million. They're about to build a whole new team around Trevor Lawrence. Hey, so there's this clown. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be disrespectful. There's this bum that Dolphin fans don't like, right? I shouldn't say that because I actually like Chris Sims. I was hoping that he'd succeed. I used to watch him at Texas. He was a decent quarterback. It just, unfortunately, it didn't work out for him in the NFL, but he's got a career in the media. And so his job is to put controversial things out there. Dolphin fans don't like him because I think when last year when he was ranking quarterbacks, he ranked Tua at 40th in the NFL or some ridiculous number. And so Dolphin fans been up in arms about it. And so Chris Sims does this thing. Obviously, he's a quarterback. So he goes out and he ranks quarterbacks. That's what he does. It's his specialty, right? His dad was a great NFL quarterback. And so he put out his rankings of what he expects, how he sees the quarterbacks that are coming out for this NFL draft, upcoming in April NFL draft. Obviously, it's some controversy because he threw some very different opinions in there, right? The popular opinion has been clear and concise is that Trevor Lawrence is number one, right? And then comes Wilson has been number two, depending who you are, and then it's usually Justin Fields. So Wilson and Justin Fields have been competing with each other at 2 and 3, right? And then Trey Lance, Mac Jones have started to sneak into the conversation, and that's pretty much been the top, right? Those top 5 has been the top 5, but Trevor Lawrence clear number one. Chris Sims decides that he's gonna flip the table upside down. He says that Zach Wilson from BYU is actually the number one quarterback. In fact, Moses, what specifically did he say about Wilson and Lawrence? You were saying that
he said Zach Wilson was transcendent. Basically, he goes, and from number 1 to number 2, there's a clear space between number 1 and number 2. That's what he was saying. He said Zach Wilson is clear and cut the best quarterback in this draft. That's what he said.
So my job, listen, my job is I am not an expert in the field, right? And so my job is I absorb information, I gather information, right? I watch a lot of shows, read a lot of articles, read different things, hear different things so that I can formulate my opinion. Up to this point, you haven't heard nothing like this, right? And so I was reading and someone says that Chris Sims is either the biggest troll to ever, the biggest troll, or he's the biggest genius. Like there's not even an in-between, right? So he's either trolling the heck out of us to be like, yo, yeah, I'm putting Wilson first. I'm just trying to get on their nerves and see what they say. Or he's really just a pure genius before his time. Like everybody else is saying Lawrence, and he's like, nah, chill out. But
hold on. Let me tell you something. Like you just said, it was between Trevor Lawrence, right? And Zach Wilson was not even in the conversation before, right? No. I'll tell you this. He said he's the biggest troll. I could tell you one thing. Last year and the beginning of this year, it was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, right? Yes. 1-2, 1A, 1B, vice versa, right? All season, right? Last year and this year. Towards the end of this season, even other news outlets, other sports outlets, were starting to report that Zach Wilson, we don't know about Trevor Lawrence, but Zach Wilson is starting to creep off the boards. So he's not exactly just the only one. Just pulling out of left field, right? Other people were saying that before he came out with his rankings. So go ahead.
I think the reason why I say this is kind of out of left field is because So you are right. As the season went along, so the year before that, it was Trevor Lawrence and actually Tua, right? Tua Tagovailoa, and everybody was saying those are the guy. And then Justin Fields was right behind him. Mm-hmm. And then obviously, as season played out, things changed. And so this upcoming season, it was Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. And then as the season played out, Zach Wilson, everybody did push up Zach Wilson up the board, right? So much so that Zach Wilson is a consistent number 2. That I'll admit, he is a consistent number 2 when you look at all the information across the land. But it has never been, I have never heard anyone compare Zach Wilson close to Trevor Lawrence. And so this is a different maker. Not only did he compare the two and say that, yo, these two are a set above all the rest, he went out of the limb and said, guess what? Wilson is transcendent, and I'm going to name him number 1 over Trevor Lawrence. So that's sending shockwaves over my body, and I'm kind of trembling. But what do you think? So you process this information for me real quick. Make me understand this whole Zach Wilson love, and how does that make you feel about your Jets?
Okay, I'll tell you this. As you can know, I am not the biggest college football fan. I do not follow college football all that much. Of course, you know the storylines throughout the year that makes ESPN, like the big news, a certain team, Alabama, everybody knows Alabama, Clemson, and all the other teams. Of course, I'm going to know that because I watch highlights in some sport, in some college football, right? But I don't know the players. The only time I can really get to know the players is the draft process, basically, right? Everybody's talking about certain players that are coming out, they're the best. Like, okay, they'll start looking at highlights or a little bit of film on them and like, okay, yeah, I see it or I don't see it, right? But the way he was talking, especially a couple of years ago when he's even said, when Lamar was coming out, that Lamar Jackson was the number 1 quarterback out of the whole draft, and everybody laughed at him and said, yo, you crazy? And he ended up being right? I wouldn't say the best, but it's him and homeboy Allen now, right? So, but everybody else in that draft class really hasn't done much, right? So he says that he deep dives into the quarterbacks. He looks at every throw that they make throughout the whole season, their pocket presence, the way they read coverages, the way they deliver the ball, all the things that a good quarterback could succeed at the next level. He spends a couple of days or a week or so, and he studies the tape, right? So me not knowing much about not watching much of college football, the way that he was boosting up and talking about Zach Wilson, it got me excited, right? Because before, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I wanted Deshaun. Whatever we could do to get Deshaun, because we have the ammunition to pull it, to get it, let's get Deshaun, right? Now, Texas is not answering their phone calls or whatnot. We all know the news about that. It's like, okay, what are we going to do? Do you want to go to in another year with Darnold, right? So now I'm starting to like the idea, or I'm starting to hear what they're saying. Like, if he's that transcendent or that once in a generational almost type quarterback, I wouldn't mind them getting rid of Darnold, trading him for like a number 2 or whatever they could get for him, and he being our new quarterback and surrounding him with weapons. That's gotten me excited, right? So I hope he's right, and it looks like that's the way the way the Jets are leaning towards, because the GM just really came out and said that, oh, Sam Darnold is a very good player or whatever he has said. But if the phone rang, we're picking up, we're answering it, right? So if they choose to go that way, I wouldn't be mad. And if he is correct about Wilson being that almost once in a generational type player, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
So, but so everything on the line, because free agency is about to start, right? And so let's get it all on the line right now. Let's get it done. Who are you predicting? What are you predicting to happen at that quarterback spot? Gun to your head. Now, this is not what you want to happen. This is what you think the front office, you studied your Jets, you know your Jets better than anyone else. What do you think they're going to do as far as the quarterback spot?
I'll tell you this right now, they're in a win-win position. They own the number 2 pick, and they definitely like both quarterbacks coming out, right? So if by some miracle, not miracle, but if something crazy happens and Jags pick Wilson, they'll be happy with Trevor Lawrence, right? So yeah, so so what I believe they do is they get rid of Darnold and they draft a quarterback at number 2, either or.
So
That's what I truly believe that.
You think they'll pass on the offensive tackle from Oregon,
Yep.
and they're gonna focus on grabbing a quarterback and go ahead and resetting. And when they trade Sam Darnold, what do you think the market will be for Sam Darnold? What do you think they'll get back in return? You know what I mean, just off the top of your head.
That's tough. Knowing how the NFL works, they're gonna try to get peanuts for Sam Darnold. That's what they're really gonna try to do. It's up to the GM to be like, okay, this is what we want from Sam Darnold, and try putting some teams against each other to see if they could go ahead and drive that price up. But I can see them getting either a second round pick for him. Like they say, a first round pick, that'll be lovely, but I find that very hard to get a first round pick. But like I said, it only takes one team. It only takes one team to love him, to get that first round pick, probably a late first rounder. But I really do think like a second round pick, you get a second round pick for Darnold.
If I'm the Jets, and you know, I don't follow the Jets closely, and so that's your team, and so you just laid it out. That's the prediction right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna hold it to him. We'll make sure that as soon as everything plays out, that I get to hold him accountable for the prediction that he just made. But if I'm the Jets, in all honesty, like let's go all in. Obviously, the team is not Super Bowl ready. But we just talked about it before we got on air, that this team has over $70 million in cap space. So that means the Jets has the opportunity to, once again, they can bring in some big time free agents. They can bring in a big time receiver. They can bring in a decent running back. They can fill out the offensive line. They can do some things. And so if I was the Jets GM, I'd be blowing up Seattle. I'd be blowing up the Texans. Yo, what do y'all want? Let's talk. Give me Russell Wilson or give me Deshaun Watson. Give me either or. And dog, you're the kingpin of this division for the next 10 years. Like this is just me personally think Watson and Russell Wilson are way better than Josh Allen. And so Josh Allen right now is the one that's sitting on the throne in the AFC East. And so you go out and get one of those two quarterbacks. Let's run it. The Dolphins still got Tua, who has to learn things. We don't know what's going to happen with New England. They're still trying to figure out if they're going to bring Cam Newton back or if they're going to bring back Garoppolo. Your boy, Bill Belichick, is, for the first time in his career, is sitting in the back room going, oh my gosh, what did I do? Why did I let my guy go? So I think the Jets are in a really, really good position. I've said this all season that I love the Dolphins position. I feel like the Dolphins are in a win-win situation. No matter how they go, I think they're going to be okay. So I think the Jets are in a very similar position. They have just as much ammo as they actually got more ammo because you guys got a bigger cap space. So I don't know, bro. Like, reality, dog? You telling me take Zach Wilson or Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson? Yikes. Let's run it. Oh my goodness. Hey, but it's gonna be a good offseason. Last topic before we jump off. Yo, tell me, okay, so you definitely got the boys drafting a quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
What other positions, what else do you see them doing in free agency? We could talk a little bit free agency. What else do you think that you see them doing? And throw some names out there. And drafts. I know you don't follow the college game as much, but I know you got a couple of players in mind maybe that you would love to see on the Jets next season, especially since y'all got 2 first-round picks. Y'all got 2 second-round picks too, right? Yeah. Oh man, come on, talk to me, man. Tell me some things you want to see them do in free agency real quick.
Well, first of all, then they go ahead and re-sign Marcus May. They go ahead and they need to go ahead and re-sign him, shore him up. Either it be a franchise tag, because they can afford it just to see if they can't agree with anything, or just lock it up to a long-term deal. I want them to go ahead. Like, seriously, I know how the Dolphins, how you are with Aaron Jones, and some of your boys are with Aaron Jones. I would love them to get a top flight running back, but what happened with Le'Veon, I think is they're going to shy away from going ahead on free agency and getting a top running back. So I wouldn't mind them picking a running back in the second round. Maybe Etienne. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
If he came on, we need somebody in the back because we got Frank Gore. I think he's a free agent now. But he's up there in age. He's not coming back because that was Gase's. That was Gase.
Yeah, that was Gase homeboy.
Yeah, Gase loved him. And then you have a couple of dudes that they just don't do it. They don't spark any fear, right? They don't game. They're not gonna game plan around them. They're just basically serviceable backs. That's what it is. We need somebody in. So if they could draft like an ATN up in there, that'd be good. And we need some wide receivers. We need wide receivers. Crowder is our best receiver right now, right? Okay. So we need somebody opposite of Mims, and we just need some weapons. That's what it is. We need weapons.
What receiver and free? Because we've talked about this in previous pods. Are you going? Okay, better yet, you don't even have to throw out a receiver, but are you willing to pay 17, 18, 19 million a year for a receiver like Chris Godwin or Juju Smith?
Chris Godwin, yeah. We have.
So you're willing to give him that much?
Yeah, it all depends, and all depends on your quarterback too. It's like you're not going to succeed unless you put weapons around your quarterback, either through the draft or if you want to go ahead and get Watson or you want to go ahead and get Russell Wilson. You need to surround them with weapons because you're not doing anything if they don't got weapons, right? So if they get a Chris Godwin, if they're going to pay $19 million, we have the money, pay him $19 million a year. If that's who you believe in, and then go ahead and go get him, right? So yeah, we probably need a playmaking tight end if that's what they want to go do. We need a playmaking tight end because it's almost going to be like almost the Shanahan system almost. That's what I'm guessing, or it's going to be the Packers system since his brother is basically the offensive coordinator. So they need a big play tight end. If you could get a big play tight end, because Herndon was supposed to be that dude, but he did not turn out to be that. So we need a big play tight end. So and we can get a big play tight end. Say if like Zach Ertz get hurt, right? I mean not hurt. I'm sorry, gets released. You can get a big play tight end. So
you will. Let me ask you this question. Two questions. Chris Herndon. Obviously, I'm a big UM guy. That's a UM player. Loved him at UM. I actually drafted him on my fantasy team the first year. I was like, I'm gonna stash this guy. Wait, I got one. It didn't work out. But so you think that the Jets are going to give up on him, and he's getting cut?
I'm not too sure about he's getting cut. He has too much talent just to give up on him right now. I'm not sure that his I think he still has maybe like a couple of years left on his contract, his deal. I'm pretty sure. So not getting cut. But if he doesn't get right, basically, he's not getting re-signed. This is gonna let him go.
And then I know you said you don't follow the college game, but have you heard of the young man out of University of Florida, Kyle Pitts?
Oh yeah, no, everybody know about Kyle Pitts.
Okay, so you know about Kyle Pitts. So now Kyle Pitts has been flying up the draft boards, right? NFL, one of the beat writers from the Dolphins actually compared him to Calvin Johnson, Megatron. Right, and said that this guy is that fast. He's got the position like he's flying up the draft boards. So it looks like he's going to go top 5. So with that being said, I know you just predicted Zach Wilson. Let's just say you guys do end up deciding that they want to keep Sam Darnold. Would you rather have a Kyle Pitts at tight end at number 2 or the offensive lineman from Oregon? Woo!
That's a tough. It's all about protect. It's all about the trenches. Okay. I'll take the lineman over Pitts, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
You need to protect whoever the quarterback is. You need to protect him. He's not going to do you much good if you have all these weapons. But you know what I'm saying. He snaps the ball.
We must protect this house.
Yeah, he snaps the ball and he's on the ground sat. It's not going to do any good for us. So yeah, you need to protect it. Build the trenches, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all, it's about to be an interesting few weeks. I do want to say I feel sorry for the NFL players because, a lot of people are going to lose jobs. It's already happening. The Dolphins just cut Van Noy after only one season. Only one season. Dolphin fans were up in arms, upset about that.
But he's still getting paid. He's like 30 million guaranteed.
Oh, I don't remember how much the guarantee
I think
was.
it was. I think it was like 30 or somewhere around there. I'm not too sure, but no, he's still gonna get his money.
But we saved a ton of cap space, and I'm kind of happy because it shows me that I think the Dolphins believe that they have some pieces that they can go out and sign. And so I think they're going to be signing some big free agents, or maybe it's the Deshaun Watson trade that's about to happen and they're making moves. Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Please do me a favor. Please, 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 please like, share, subscribe. If you can hear my voice, share. Hey, let me leave y'all with this. The love of people often increases with performance and decreases with mistakes. Not so with God's love. Not so with God's love. Moses, tell the people something good.
Man, something good. I'm about to go ahead on Amazon right now and watch that Coming to America.
I was just thinking about that.
We're gonna watch that.
Dog, I know we were about to jump off. Do you know they filmed that movie at Rick Ross's house in Georgia, bro?
Seriously?
Yeah, dog. You gotta watch the movie. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw somebody talking about it. Like they filmed the movie at Rick Ross's palace, and like his house is that big that it looks like a palace, bro.
Oh, that's man, crazy. That's crazy. You know, I'm about to enjoy it. Coming to America was one of my favorite movies, man.
It was. I can't wait. That's my favorite movie too. That's actually my favorite movie. So let's go out there, enjoy Coming to America part 2. Hey, look at us, man. We plugging people now. Hey, we should get like some sponsorship for this, man.
Seriously, Amazon, hit it up.